Hi, Gina here, the Constant Mom. So, today's video, I'm going to talk to you about having a sincere conversation with your child. And this is based on what happened with my daughter with the Sabrina Carpenter concert that I've been talking about with all the shorts and other things that I've been doing with those videos. So, in having a sincere conversation with your child, the steps are very similar in how you validate their feelings. The first thing that you need to be willing to do is you have to be willing to stop what you're doing, okay? That sincere conversation is you're stopping what you're doing, and it has to be at least 10 minutes, I say. 10 minutes is always that perfect point, right? Be willing to give your child at least 10 minutes of your time. Stop whatever you're doing, and I don't care what it is. Your child is more important for 10 minutes of your time than anything else that you're doing in your day. That 10 minutes is super important. The next thing that happens in a sincere conversation is empathy. You have to show empathy. You have to be willing to put yourself in their shoes. Bring yourself back to the age that they are. Okay? So it's like go back in time in your head and remember, what was it like to be that age? So in Samantha's situation, she's 19 years old. She had planned this concert for months with her friend. And at the last minute, the girl canceled for whatever her reasons were, but she couldn't go. And now Sam is stuck. She has these tickets to go to the Sabrina Carpenter concert that she's been waiting for, and she feels like, well, what am I supposed to do? I don't want to go to the city by myself. What am I going to do? I have to try to find someone else to go with. And she's just devastated by it. So for me, I'm like, okay, go back to 19. At 19, this is the end of the world, okay? It is the end of the world. These tickets aren't cheap. So she's saving up her money to go to this concert, and now it's like, what do I do? Am I losing the money on the tickets? Am I going by myself? Like, at that age, it does feel like the end of the world. So I'm gearing myself up, and I'm putting myself in her shoes, remembering what it felt to be that age and what it felt like to have all your money invested in this. Then again, one of the most important things as a parent is to let your child vent to you in whatever way they need to vent, okay? And just sit and listen. And that's one of the hardest things for us as parents to do, is to just zip it up and listen. Really listen to what they're saying. Be that good listener for as long as they need to talk it out for, right? Or cry it out for, or punch the pillow, whatever that is that they need to do. Let them do it and listen. Your first response is always, I get it. Say those words and practice saying that as a parent. I get it. I understand. You're right. It stinks. It sucks. It feels horrible. Practice saying that out loud, because that always has to be your first go-to response when you're listening to your child vent about something. If you're really putting yourself in their shoes and you're really remembering what it's like to be 5, 10, 15, 19, whatever age you're listening to, you should feel that emotion genuinely on your face and let them see it, right? Making that eye contact and letting them see that. Now, this is the part of the sincere conversation, right? You have to recall a story from your past, something meaningful. This is where the sincere part comes in. You're trying to relate to them, okay? You're trying to let them know, hey, you're not the first person in the world that this has happened to. This has happened to me, okay? I've had this happen to me before. Now, have I had, me in particular, someone blow me off for a concert? No, okay? But have I felt let down by a friend at her age? You bet your butt. I think every person in the world has felt let down by a friend before. So this is where I held her hands. This is where I looked her in the eyes and I was like, Sam, look, I get it. Okay? Let me share some horrific stories that have happened to me where I have saved up my money and I was doing something with a friend, and let me tell you what they did to me. And we shared back and forth. This one took longer than 10 minutes because, truth be told, I always kid around with people, and people that know me, I always say I was raised by wolves, and I kind of leave it like that. But I didn't have friends. I didn't. Friend is a very strong word to me. I say I have acquaintances. Those that I call my friends know who they are, and I don't take that word lightly. So, growing up, I knew how Sam felt, and I knew that feeling of let down. So we really sat and we talked about this one, and we really shared on it. And after having that sincere conversation with her and her looking at me, and when you have that and you let your guard down, and you're not just this figure of the parent who's never had anything bad happen to them and we're so perfect, let that guard down. Let your kids see, hey, I've had stuff happen to me before too. I've made mistakes too. They look at you as more than just like this perfect facade of a figure. Wow, this is someone that understands how I feel because they've been there. They know, they've been there. They trust you. She wanted to go to the concert with me. Okay, I'm the person then she wanted to be with. The problem got fixed because we went together. At the end of that conversation, you hug them tight, you tell them that you love them, and let them know that you're always going to be there for them. So in having this sincere conversation with her, but for you to remember, when you're having sincere conversations with your child, the most important piece you need to remember is give them something that they can learn from about yourself. Open up. Give them something real. They need the real you, okay? For them to trust you, they need to see your real side. Not perfect mom, not perfect dad. They need to see the real you, and they can see that at any age. Samantha saw my real side from the time she was 3 years old. She's always seen the real Gina, right? The real me, and that's why I'm her constant and she's mine. So I hope this sincere conversation video helped, and I will be back again with Making Meaningful Time. Thanks for listening.